Devontae obviously came into the NFL and was a great outcome, but each year it seems like he's getting better and better. How much work has he put into that? Have you seen progression getting even better?
Yeah, I always talk about just the natural maturation in all these different positions, and how experience is the biggest teacher. And he's a hell of a worker. We spend a lot of late nights and early mornings just working and working on our timing and getting tons of reps in, and it pays off over time.
It's clear that offensively you guys weren't up to the standard yesterday. How'd you feel like the team responded to that?
Yeah, I think, the standard is the standard, and we try and go out there and play to that standard every time we touch the field. And, I think you have learning experiences and you have things you learn from, and other times, I think you get yourself in a pickle when you go out there and you play so well all the time, and the standard is so high because you play so well, and it doesn't look like that a couple days or for a day, and then that is what it is. But when you play well and you execute at a high level and you set the standard for yourself, that's the expectation, and so that's something that we all embrace.
Jalen, did you get a chance to talk with Sean? And obviously you're good friends. You get a chance to talk with him. Kind of, what does he say about, in general?
Nah, man, I'm excited for him and his opportunity in Cleveland. Excited for him.
Brian Johnson was saying one of the differences between calling plays in college and in the NFL is actually getting the play in over the headset. What's that connection like between coach and quarterback in that regard?
Yeah, I think, he has his way of doing it. For me, he asks me a ton of questions. He often asks me a ton of questions and how I like the communication process to go. And I think that's something that you adjust with. You want to go in prepared as much as possible, but when you get to the game, you kind of find your own way, your own rhythm, your own way of communication. And I think the difference in going in to this year, having a new coach and a new role, yet still having the same person in the building, and just navigating through all those changes.
Are you the type of guy that likes as much information as possible coming through the headset, or do you just want the call and kind of be able to process it on your own?
It depends. I can't really control what they give me or not. If they feel the need to coach me in a certain area, I always take the coaching. But I always prepare myself to execute based off the play that's called.
Jalen, we saw your commercial yesterday. What's it mean for our partner?
It's a great honor, and obviously have a ton of respect for MJ and what he's been able to build in his brand and that brand, and to be a part of that now and carry on that legacy that he's set and carry on his legacy. So it's an honor.
Jalen, I was wondering what you thought of the way Tanner McKee played Saturday night and how he's
Can't hear you.
Tanner McKee, how he played Saturday night, and also how he's doing his
I think he did a really good job. I think Marcus did a really good job, and I think Ian got a good burn and did a really good job with his opportunity he had. A lot of learning experiences there in that game. For myself, watching on the sideline, being a student and always observing and just trying to learn, So it was good for me personally, just to see there and watch it from that standpoint, and good to kind of put the uniform on and, get in that environment a little bit. Didn't end up playing, but it was fun.
Do you get more out of these sessions, these joint practices that you would say in a regular preseason game and all that? You get more in terms of more opportunities to work on some of the things that you need to work on?
Yeah, I think there's I think yes is the answer to that. There's a lot of opportunity here. You get into a setting like this and you just go at it and you compete. The game is for the fans.
You had a play today, the touchdown pass to AJ on the right side. You threw it from the left side. Is that the connection you have with AJ? Like, do you know he's going to be there, or were you improvising as you went?
Just playing ball. I think that's a connection that I'm sure the whole city wants to grow. But me first, just continue to grow and find that new chemistry as I've spoken on before, and just continue to grow. He's a great player. He's had a great camp. he showed up in a number of ways, and we just want to continue to build that going into this year.
Hey, Jalen, big picture question here. As you guys go through training camp and go through the offseason, what has impressed you about your team's ability to kind of get over like the quote-unquote Super Bowl hangover?
Big picture, right? I think we're here right now. You know, I think we're here right now, and that's the only thing that we can really control. You know, we have our days where we come in here, we just want to execute at a high level and carry out the culture that we set for this team, and that's the only thing that really matters.
During those preseason games, Jalen, when you're not playing, how locked in are you, and what are you doing throughout the game?
Yeah, I'm just making the calls myself in my head and listening to the coaching points with the coaches on the headset with them, and just learning. You know, I'm a student when I'm in that mode, so it's very valuable. You know, I think about all the opportunities that I've had where I come off from the sideline or come off the bench, and I always, you know, I'm prepared in those moments, and so I see it no differently here.
The message you gave us on the first day was about creating the identity for the team this year. How's that process, man?
Too soon.
Excuse me.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
I'll follow up with you.
Too soon.
Do you have a favorite pair of Jordans or ones you want to wear as cleats this season?
We'll have to see what comes. So y'all have fun with that when they show up on my feet.
All right, cool. Thanks, Joe.
I'm not too excited today.